Hello, how are you? I hope you're fine. If you're on my channel for the first time, please subscribe. Thank you for coming and please subscribe. And please, everyone, I'm saying, please subscribe. Please put a like button there. Like, subscribe, put a notification for yourself. And yeah, thank you. So today I want to talk about our bringing up our children with backbone. This is not greed, because I was trying to think of what it is. What am I trying to say? And I realized that this is not about kids having greed. Last year I spoke about kids, about overprotecting our kids, about helicopter parenting, one of which I am. I admit it. Today I want to kind of look on the flip side. There are going to be a lot of flip sides in what I want to talk about today. So I want to kind of look on the flip side. How did you grow up? Were you pampered growing up? Were you allowed to do anything for yourself, or do you have people running over all around looking after you? When I grew up, we didn't have money, but we were not poor. Do you understand what I'm saying? But my parents made sure that the things that I needed, I got. I might not get them the time I wanted, but I got them. These days, what kind of upbringing are we giving to our children? I was saying to someone, are we bringing up kids with no backbone? Is that it? Are our kids spineless? And if they are, this is our fault. If that's what we're doing, it's our fault. Welcome to Coffee with Temmi. Some conversations really require coffee. So, how are we bringing up our children? Overindulgence, I see a lot of that going on. I'm not telling anyone how to raise their children, but I'm saying from my point of view what I see and how I feel about it. Because I'm seeing things that I know, and I'm seeing things that could be avoided. And I'm also seeing things that I will say is not going to help the child when they grow up. I'm talking for years of experience as a teacher. I'm talking for what I see around me with kids these days, and also from my experience as a mom. And maybe because I'm an older mom, I feel it more than, I don't know, maybe, I'm just saying maybe, I don't know why I feel it more. I know we all don't want, I don't want my kids to go through what I grew up, what I went through when I was growing up. But there must be a line at one point when you know that this is not pampering, this is spoil. You know, the child is getting spoiled. It's getting to that point of being a spoiled brat. When you see kids at the mall and they're doing tantrums and the parents are allowing them to get away. When I say get away with it, it's like when a child cries for something and the parents give it at, for whatever reason. And I know we all have different ways of bringing up our kids. But what are we actually doing? Let me give an example when I say, what kind of kids are we raising up? When in a school, in a classroom, everybody has got to get a gift because they don't want anybody else to feel bad. This is okay when the child is in preschool. Once you leave preschool, it's not so much as a competition. And if it is a competition, it's a healthy competition because the world where we're preparing these kids for, that is the way it works. I'm not saying tear your guts out and scream at each other kind of competition. I'm not saying that, but I am saying your child needs to know that it is not the end of the world when they fail. If we look at matric students, where I dread every time the matric results are coming out because you will hear stories of some child killing themselves. Matric is just the beginning. It's a secondary school result. It is not the end of the world. And if you fail it, there is room. You can always do it again. It is not the end of the world. How are we helping our children? If they think that to fail that particular level of life means everything is gone, then they kill themselves. Here, kids are not doing well in math. I failed math. I'll say it right out now. I failed math. It's still not my subject. That doesn't mean that my life is over. But what did we do here? The government introduced math literacy. Are kids now passing math literacy? Is it an A? Are they all getting A's? No. We should have rather given them tools to do better. And those who are going to do better will do better. And those who are still going to fail, life continues. When you pay someone to write your child's exam, What are you doing? What are you saying to that child? One, you're saying it's okay to cheat to get ahead in the world. That's not how the world works. What kind of morals are you teaching your child? When we go to school and scream at the teacher for whatever reason, instead of going to the proper authorities, we probably go to the principal and report something. What are you saying to your child? When you take your child to school and you scream at a teacher and then you leave. Actually, that makes me laugh. You leave your child with a teacher that you have just screamed at, that you've just disrespected in front of all the children, and then you go away. And you feel okay, you feel happy to go away. Are you happy with that? Do you ever think of what you're doing when you are in that mood? I have seen parents come to school and make teachers cry, and then they leave. Why? Because you're paying the school this fantastic fee for a private school. You think that gives you the right to disrespect the teacher, and then you expect that your child will have respect. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. What are you saying to your child? When you pay someone, I don't know why I'm on this again. When you pay someone to write your child's report, what have you said to your child? It's okay, I'll handle it. When are you going to tell your child to buckle up, sit down and study? I was thinking last year when there was an interview about the teenagers going to rage and all of that, and 2 teenagers were interviewed, and one said, and I heard this interview myself, and one said, oh, she was going to go out and party and all of that because she's only young once. You only die once as well, girl. Anyway, a friend then said, no, I'm going to stay home. I just want this thing to be over. These are 2, well, they said they were best friends. And I wonder how and even some of the parents were saying, why did the government give permission for the rage to be held? You have a responsibility to your own child. The government cannot bring up your child for you. The teacher at school cannot bring up your child for you. You must look after it. You must build the foundation for your child. And then pray that everything that you've taught them, everything that you've laid down as a foundation, they will build on it. They will do it when you're not there. It's not for the government. It's not for the teachers to do for you. Children cannot take criticism of any kind now. Why? And actually, we're not allowed, You're not allowed to say, and I hear this in my house. It's not fair. You mustn't say that. That's not right. But you need to be able to say to your child that is wrong. In some homes, the word no is a taboo. You're not allowed to say it to a child. If you don't say no to a child, how do they know what they're doing is wrong? You let them find out the wrongs and the right by themselves. How? You are the parent. You have a responsibility to lead that child in the right way. Unless you are saying what they're doing is right and everybody else is wrong. If you, I've seen so many things as a teacher that puzzles me. And then when I became a parent, it puzzled me even more at the things that I'm supposed to not worry about, the things I'm supposed to look over. I find it hard to look over because I'm an older parent and my generation, the way we were brought up, this is what was done. Yes, I'm not agreeing to all of it. No, I'm not agreeing to all of it. But what was done made me who I am today. And I don't think I am not, what's it called now? I'm better off for it. Let me put it that way. I'm better off for it. To say that your child is not so good at something, it doesn't mean, and I say this to my child, if you don't try, you don't know whether you can do it or not. If you ask me a question, we're going to explore the answer. Maybe that's my training as a Montessori teacher. We're going to explore to find out the answer. If you ask me something as simple as, can you spell this? I'll look at the age of the child and I'll say whether you should be able to spell it or not. Or I'll even say, and like the kids that I tutor know this, I'll say, let's spell it together. Come. And that's the way you need to do with your children. You're not going to be there all the time. If we do not, at this point, give them the tools, that's it. If we don't give them the tools they need for when they leave us, for when they go out into the world, we're doing them a disservice. We're not helping them in any way. We're doing them a disservice. That's it. I got it now. We're doing them a disservice. How does your child cope when they get to the workplace and they write a memo and it's returned and saying, you got to do it again? Do they start crying in the workplace? Are they going to phone you to come and write it for them? We need to know that our home, yes, is actually our home is the best way for them to learn that this is wrong and this is right. We have a saying at home that if you're not taught at home, when you get out, you'll be taught. If you have no manners, that's it. If you have no manners at home, you'll be taught manners when you go out. Because there are some things that we need to do for our children, and it is our responsibility to do it. The entitlement thing is what really, really gets me. These days, kids have a sense of entitlement. I don't buy for my child everything that she asks for, even if I could afford it. I don't buy for her everything that she asks for because I don't think she should get everything that she asks for. It's not a question of whether I can afford it or not. It's that. That's not life. That's not life. If I could have everything that I want, wow, I'll be very happy. But that is not life. So she needs to understand that yes, some things you will get and some things you will not get. And you know what? Some things are even bad for you. You know, I don't subscribe to the having a conversation all the time with your child, but I know also that it also works. So when I say no, I can say this is why I've said no. Do you get what I'm saying? Let's help our children by overindulging them, and you know, it's a thin line. That's the thing. It's a thin line between pampering your child and spoiling them. We don't want to bring up spoiled brat. If you can afford, I don't know, if you can afford whatever it is that your child wants, and for you, it's not a big deal. Okay, let me use an example of the phone. Kids are not happy with their phone. They don't want to show you because it's not an iPhone, it's not Samsung, whatever it is. And I say to them, your mom, your parents are not using a phone that is this high-tech, but they're paying for your phones. Why? If you want, I don't know, iPhone 12, why don't you work for it? And I actually one child said to me, do you know how much it costs? And I was like, exactly. Do you know how much it costs? But you want your parents to buy it for you. Why? Because all their friends are on iPhone 11 and iPhone 12. So maybe those parents can afford. But kids don't understand that there are some things you can afford because you've not let them know the value of money. When they come back from school, they can't find the jersey again. They can't find the football. They can't find ballet or costume. You don't bother to. Sometimes parents don't even know. You don't bother to say to them, you go look for it. But you just buy another one. It's gone. It's gone. Ask any teacher. At the end of every term, there's so many clothes that you have to go and give to orphanages around city. And you know what? Depending on the school, some of these things that kids are forgotten in school, they're still in the school. They haven't left. They just don't remember that they've lost it. The parents probably have not checked the bag to know that it's gone, and they just get another one. What are we saying to our children? My concern is we need to bring up kids that are responsible. We need to bring up kids that can look after themselves. We need our kids to be able to stand independently of us. We're not going to be there forever. Even if they are living at home, they need to do their share of they need to do their share of being in the family. I was reading recently about a report on the title of the article was "Parents Need to Develop a Backbone." So for us to bring up kids with backbone, we also have to have a backbone. You know, kids think, one of the things that I read, I can't remember the name of the child, but a parent wrote that the child wanted something in the mall. I think we've all been here. Wanted something in the mall and the mom said no. And I wanted to know why. This is a 4-year-old. Why can't you buy it for me? And mom said, I don't want to spend my money on that. And it was like, okay, just give me the money. I'll go buy it myself. You see, they don't understand the value of money. A couple of years ago, I allowed my daughter to open a money box and take out the money. And I took some and I said, I'm not going to give you this to spend. I'm going to use this to buy something for you. You can spend this one. So we were in the shop. She bought the first thing with our money, the second thing, and then she saw how much she had left. And she said, she doesn't want to buy it again. But as we were going around the shop, she was saying, Mommy, do I still have money with you? Can I have this? I said, no, you must use the money that is in your hand and let's see. And she realized, from that day, she realized that, I'm not saying she still doesn't ask for things. No, please, she's not perfect. But she realized from that day that, wow, things cost money. And I overheard her say to a friend that, do you know my money finished quickly? I'm not going to use it like that again. Responsible adults. But they mustn't have an entitlement mentality. You can feel entitled to something that you have worked for. I don't mind that. It's your sweat. Whether it's brain activity, whether it's manual labor, it's your sweat. But the feeling that you owe me, you are my parent, that's it. You must do it. In that article, I also read of a child that broke windows of a neighbor, and the parent said, well, you're going to have to do some chores around the house so that you can earn money to pay for the window. And the child said to the parent, but that's what you're here for. That's your job. Well, it might be my job, and I might actually be doing it. Obviously, the parent is going to pay the neighbor, but you did that. There's a consequence. We must let our kids know there are consequences. When you do something, when you make a decision, there is a consequence. Whether it's a good decision or it's a bad decision, there's a consequence. We need to let our kids know that. Please, to other parents, whether you're a single parent, whether you're a couple, we need to help our children. We need to help our children. If we don't do this, if we don't let them grow a backbone, if we don't let them fail. Even in business, they say it's okay to fail. You learn from your mistakes. The light bulb. How many times did that guy try to do the light bulb before it finally worked? 1,999 times. He do this, just will have given up. Some things happen pure by chance, but people are trying maybe to heal a particular thing and they discover another kind of medicine. If everybody gave up at the first try, then we won't be where we are today. There's so many things that had to be done over and over again before success. We need to let kids know, yes, I'm here for you. Yes, I'll support you, but not in whatever you do. I will support you. But you need to also be mindful of the decisions you're making. I hope you listened up to this point and you haven't given up somewhere along the line because I'm talking to you and you don't want to hear what I'm saying. Or, because who am I to tell you this? But I'll tell you, I'm also speaking to myself. We need to bring up kids with spines. We don't want spineless children. If you haven't, please subscribe. Put the notification button so that you remember. Press it now. Press the notification button, subscribe, and please put a like and share. Like and share. It's been Coffee with Temmi. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.